You're preparing for the initial medical visit. Ugh. Anxiety could set in. Take a deep breath and pause. What you want to consider is you have three parties: yourself, the person you're concerned about, and the medical provider. You want to prepare all three. So for yourself, what do you want to have in place before you go? Make a log of your observations. What are you noticing? What's changing? What's staying the same? Behaviorally, emotionally, schedule-wise, interest-wise, for you and the person you care about. Second, think about what are the medications someone is taking, both over the counter and prescription, and what health conditions and mental health conditions has the person been living with or has started. Has anything changed there that you know about? Bringing with you that which you want to share out. Also, third, looking at what are your top three concerns as the person who's bringing forward this situation. But also, there's a couple of other considerations. Do you need support because of hearing changes that you might be having, or perhaps language differences between who you are and what you're good at and what's going to be happening in this? And is there anything you can get done ahead of time so that the time you spent with the medical provider has the greatest value? Things like labs or updated reports from things that have happened over the course of time. But getting ready for this first appointment, there's one more thing to keep in mind. Do you need support and counseling before you walk in? Are you needing that idea of, I need more than just a pause? I actually need to prepare myself for the possibility of an answer I don't want to hear, and yet I suspect might be the answer. And if that's the case, get it in place and use it before you go to this very important first evaluation. Now, the second person to prepare is the person who you're concerned about that things are changing with. The first is to think about them as who they are now. How much advance notice do they need, do they want, and would they like? And those are three different things. And you want to be thoughtful about that so that you're not telling someone so far in advance that they have a chance to start to think about, this is a bad idea, I want to push back. Or are they actually curious about what's going on with them and supportive of this whole idea of getting it looked at? So those are two variables. And then you want to consider, what time of the day do you want to make this appointment for? When will they be in a place and in a situation where you're likely to see some of the things that you're talking about be happening for them or for you or for the situation? Or do you really want to put your best foot forward if you're seeking help from this medical provider, or show them the real picture? And that could include how someone looks, how someone prepares for this visit. And it could mean they don't look their best. They are not their best. And if that's the case, if you're seeking real help, it's time to let go of the secrecy and acknowledge, look, this is why I'm concerned for the person I care about. Now, the third prep is for the medical provider. You want to say enough in advance that they have a heads up about priorities. So you may want to let their triage person know, here are the top three. Here's what the person is aware of, and here's what I am really curious about, but here's what I'm really unwilling to have shared yet until we know more. So be thoughtful about how you do it, but do have in mind, what do you want from them? What are your top priorities? So when you walk into the situation, even thinking about, where do I want to place myself? Where do I want my person to be? And where should the medical provider be? You can actually be more in control of the situation by suggesting seating if you have awareness of, well, why would I do that? Well, if you really want the person engaged in this interaction, what you may want to try is have them sit so that you're on their right-hand side and the medical provider is across from the two of you, but positioned so that in order to see you, they have to actually also include the person living with some changes. Or perhaps you want to think about something different.